What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Zach. I'm in shock. Wow. Just from one day ago to now, total views again. Wow. Wow. Because one day ago, we were at 32,968 total views. And now today, holy smokes. And now today, we are at 33,043 total views. Wow. Wow. Just in one day. Dang. I'm in shock. And I cannot say thank you all enough for all of the views, the likes, the shares, the comments, and all the subscribers. Thank you all a ton. You know, I'm in shock right now. Like I said, the reason why I started this YouTube channel over 3 years ago is to motivate, inspire, and try to help as many people as I can through anything that you go through or have also been through. You know, I see some comments, and sometimes I might not put that together right then. You know, when I see some comments, some things might take me a little bit, take me some time to piece together, I guess is the best way to say it. But just because I may not piece something together, right then, doesn't mean that I don't see it. I do see it. Some things might take me a little bit longer than others. But with that said, I see you, I hear you, and I got you. I got you a lot more than what you think I do. Some might think, you don't got us. Yeah, I got you. Sometimes it might take a lot longer than others for me to put something together. But if I say I got you, I got you. Just like I said, for a little while I was sick. I had a UTI infection. And with those, it takes me a while to get going again. Like I said, you just want to have those. I get taken to the hospital, and I'm in the hospital 2 or 3 days with the UTI infection. And this last time that I had this last UTI infection, I stayed here at home and fought this one. We fought this one on our own. It took a lot longer. But, you know what? That's okay. It happens. And sometimes that's what I feel like a lot of people might not understand is some things will take longer than others. And that's okay. Because for some people, have a little bit tougher time. Example, you might see somebody that's up running, on their feet, and that person that's running on their feet can run a mile in maybe 10 minutes. But guess what? That person that's in a wheelchair like myself, or this goes for anybody, can still do that same thing. It might take you longer, and it will take you longer. And I've noticed it. And the reason I say it like that, because it took me longer. So it takes me longer than somebody else, that's running on their feet to run a mile. Or in my case, in a person's case that's in a wheelchair, will a mile. But again, it can still be done. So remember this again. After every setback makes for a greater comeback. You had your setbacks. Now it's time to make the comebacks. Again, I'm throwing that towel at you. Wipe the sweat off your face. Wipe that sweat off, on your face. And keep going. You got this. Yes, easier said than done. I know, I understand that. But you got this. You are unstoppable. The only one that can stop you is you. Yes, the setbacks that we have can slow us. Your setbacks can slow you down. But even setbacks can't stop you. Because no matter how many setbacks you have, you're always going to make a good comeback. So always remember this again. Let me rephrase this. Setbacks will slow you down. But that comeback will always happen. Again, yes, I do want to make this a working paying job because I love to help people. That's how I was born and raised. That's not the things that's not what I went through. I went through a lot of setbacks. And yes, more setbacks than a lot of people understand. And that's okay. That's more than okay. But again, there's always the questions that can be asked as well. Again, what questions that's for you to decide what questions that you have. I'll answer those questions, but that's always for you to decide what questions that you have. But I encourage you, always ask questions. So keep being you and let nothing or no one hold you back. And remember, like I said, your setbacks are just a setup for a greater comeback. So if those setbacks are happening, hold on tight. Because those setbacks are just a setup for a greater comeback. So keep going. Keep being you. Keep smiling. And let's get it.